तस्मै नमः। रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं। रामे चित्तले सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर। राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम नाम वरानन ओन्नम इति। अथ श्री महेश्वर सूत्राणि अयिगण् ऋक् एओङ् अयौच् अयवरट् लण् ञमङ न नम जवैं घरदश जबगरदश ख फ छ छ थ च ट थव क पैश श सल हल इति महेश्वर सूत्राणि. Okay, let's start. Last time I think we had some homework. I hope some of you had a chance to look at it. We are in this shloka number 53. 350तमः श्लोकः 53rd श्लोकः says तौ समेत्य समये स्थिता बुभौ भूपति वरुण वासवोपमौ कन्यकातनय कौतुकक्रियां स्वप्रभावसदृशीं विथेनतुः. Okay, one more time. तौ समेत्य समये स्थिता बुभौ भूपति वरुण वास्तवोपमौ कन्यकातनय कौतुकक्रियां स्वप्रभावसदृशीं वितेनतुः. See the padacheda down there. You can confirm the padacheda. Said many times already. You can just do the padacheda and padanvaya of Raghuvamsham. Raghuvamsha Kavyam. You're doing extremely well. That's a great lesson to learn. So it says tau समेत्य समये स्थितौ उभौ भूपति वरुणवास्तवोपमौ समस्तं पदं. कन्यकातनय कौतुकक्रियां also a compound. Saprabhavasudrishim also a compound. Vitenatuhu also a compound. Now the padanvaya is given down there. Samaye sthitau varunavasavopamau तौ उभौ भूपति समेत्य सप्रभावसदृशीं कन्यकातनय कौतुकक्रियां विथेनतुः. That's the padanvaya. So now, actually, let me also open. I forgot to open my translation page. Give me 1 second. We don't need that, but I will need that. We open that. This is the next one. Sorry, next one. Okay, let's keep that ready. One thing you can also do is that in the beginning, you can also look at the translation first, and then get an idea of what. There's nothing wrong with that, because we can look at the translation. If you're feeling lost in the shloka, try and look at the translation and see, what terms to expect. Reverse engineer. It's okay. Once you get practice, you can then also go the other way. He said the two kings who were observant of the usages and customs, and who were like Varuna and Vasava. Vasa means Indra, respectively, having come together, celebrated the marriage ceremonies of their sons and daughters in accordance with their dignity. So that's what we have to expect. So just follow Malinatha, see what he has to say. So his class, as I said, is a class of how to read the Tika, how to understand the Tika, which is very, very important. So that is the Pravesha Marga for all the, Klishta Granthanam Pravesha Marga. We have to really enter these texts only through the Tika. It's also a great seva for these acharyas, as we mentioned many times. Okay. So, Samaye Sthitau says Achara Nishtau. Achara Nishtau. So, those who have, who are established in Achara. Now, how did he get that meaning? Because he quotes Amar Koshaha. Samayaha Shapatachara Kala Siddhanta Samvidaha Ityamaraha. Amar Kosha is very important. We have to keep in touch Amar Kosha at all times to build our vocabulary. Then after Amar Kosha is not the only Kosha. There are others, of course, Malinatha has quoted, like Medini, like Vajayanti, Rudraha, Halayudha, But Amar Kosha has a very special place. So definitely that should be considered at all times. So what does he give the meanings? Samayaha is the meaning of samaya. Is shapatha, like a promise. Achar, which is what he's taking here. See, what he's doing it as he's fitting the proper meaning of samaya in this context. So normally you can say samaya is kala, asmin is samaye. So very common meaning which we use all the time. Now why he's quoting Amar Kosha is that right now we are not using that common meaning, so using a different meaning. So he's quoting that. So this is also a very, very good habit. Is look up the Shabda Kosha. Of course, for us we look up apte only, and we see what meanings is given, and then take one meaning from there. This is a good way to translate this text. So if you have a term which has different meanings, then look up the dictionary and take a proper meaning from there. So he says, so he's backing up what he's saying, not just making it up. So samayaha shapasa, like a promise, acharaha, like conduct, kala, time, siddhanta, like an established tenet, samvid, an understanding, samvidaha, vidyamaraha. So he says, samaye sthitau, one who were situated in, one who was stationed in, placed in their acharaha, achara nishtau, so who were practicing their acharaha, within the bounds of their conduct, they were. Okay, so samaye sthitau, of course this is qualifying the bhupati, which is the Janaka Dasharathau. Janaka and Dasharatha are the bhupati. Okay, first thing, by the way, I forgot in the last class to finish one topic which we had this word called ayat. Sorry to go back but and break the sequence, but ayat was a word that we had seen. In a couple of classes ago, we saw the word ayat. Just want to complete that form. I think it was coming here. Ayat came, here it is. In Shloka 51, Ekapanchashat Tame Shloke, Vasha Ayat Tayam iti Vishvaha. Vasha is, Swadhinatavan. So ayat tata. What is ayat tata means? The control, self-control, ayat tata. Now what is the dhatu here? What in dhatu here is Karthik? Ayat tata.
Yam. Is it yam?
No, yam will become yata. By 6437, yam will become yata. Anudata Padesha, Manachitanotyadi, Amanasikalupaha, Chalikiniti. So that will become yataha. What could it be? How about
yat?
Yat is to strive,
Yat.
right? But ayat is to, if you look at the ayat, is to depend on. Ayat. So ayat is a dhatu. To strive, to rest or depend on, to rest with, to depend on. So ayat. Yes.
Does the word ayatanam comes from that?
Ayatanam. Yes, could be. Yes, ayatanam. Yes, very good. Ayatanam. Correct. It's a substratum, right? Basis. It is the ashraya. Ashraya. I think it comes from that. In fact, it might be here also. Ayatanam. It should, because ayat and then you add a pratyaya lut. It's pretty straightforward. I think. Yes, I think it must be coming from that one. Ayatanam. So yes, ayatanam comes from that. So here you give an example like daiva ayatam, dependent on. So daiva ayatam, kule janma, means that your being born in a good family is dependent on fate, dependent on daiva ayatam. So means that's dependent on. Bhagya ayatam ataha param. So bhagya ayatam ataha param. Whatever happens from now on is dependent on, well, on your luck, good luck, bad luck. So ayatam. So dependence, subjection, that is the meaning. So to get this form, let's do the nishtha. What happened to the idagama? But that's the question here now. If you have a dhatu ayat, you can say, the idagamaha, because if you take ayat, that's the pratyaya ta, nishtha pratyaya, taktavatu nishtha. I think this sutram is 32102. 32102. Sutram itself is nishtha. Nishtha is a sutram. Let me see. Right. What happened to my Ashtadhyayi? Okay. Me also pull up the other Ashtadhyayi. Okay. So let's see. 32102. The sutram is nishtha. Bhuti adhikar. So dependent nishtha. You are. Now the question is that, Karthik, how do you get the ida in nishedha? That's the one thing I didn't mention in the class. Is, the in agamaha, as we mentioned many times, is the pivotal sutram is 7-35, which says that ardhadhaptakrasya valadehe. After 7-35, we always look at 7-10, which is a list of dhatus which are anudakta upadeshaha. So which actually gives a list in both ways. Gives a list of dhatus which are ajanta, which are udatta upadeshaha, which are state, and list of dhatus which are halanta, which are anudatta upadeshaha. So that's what it gives, 7-10. In that list is an alphabetical list. So you don't have to memorize dhatu partha with the swaras. You can just look at this list, which has been done. So ekash position udatta. If you look at that list, here it will give you which dhatu. So is this a state dhatu or nit dhatu? I shouldn't say is this a dhatu which is anudatta upadesha, udatta upadesha. It goes in the alphabetical order. It starts with chanteshu, so cha cha ja jana. So kanteshu. First it takes the dhatu ending in kakaraha. In ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. That's so there's no dhatu ending in kha, ga, gha, nga, which is anudatta upadesha. They're all state. Then chanteshu takes from there. Chanteshu. After chanteshu, then janteshu comes. You get all these. After janteshu takes danteshu, which means that there's no dhatu ending in takaraha, which is anudatta upadesha. Which means every dhatu ending in takaraha has a udatta upadesha, which means that as a default, it will allow the idagama. The first statement is that every dhatu allows the idagama as a default by 7-35. By 7-10, many of them will not allow the idagama. So in nishedha takes place by 7-10. But there is no dhatu ending in takaraha which does the in nishedha. So then there must be some special rule. Now this nishtha pratyaya has the most number of rules, starting from 7-14-34. There are all these rules which apply to nishtha. Shvidito nishtayam. From there up to the 7-34, the long list of forms. So besides that, there is also the sutram shukashkiti. Shukashkiti. Any dhatu end with the dhatu shri and dhatus ending in uk, in ru. They will all not allow idagama when a kit pratyaya follows. So not that nishtha pratyaya is kritakta-vatu nishtha. So 7-11, as well as from 7-14-34 are the ones you have to consider. Right now with dhatu yat is takaranta. Ugganta nasti, shri dhatu rapi nasti. We cannot use shukashkiti. But here look at this shvidito nishtayam. Shvidito nishtayam. The vritti is that shvayatehe id itash nishtayam. So id itaha, there is a lot of typos here. Nishtayam idagamo na bhavati. So if dhatu is either the dhatu shvi or any dhatu with long e as an it, they will not allow idagama in nishtha. This book has, this one has a lot of typos. This Kashika, I think, was actually, believe it or not, typed in by somebody in Japan, and we have been using that. But this needs to be atta samshodhanam apekshate. It needs to be edited properly. A lot of typos. So basically, there's a typo right there that you're looking at. Let me read it to correct version of it. Shvayatehe iditascha. The cha is missing. Iditascha nishtayam idagamo na bhavati. Okay, so that is the one that we. Let's look at that. Is dhatu yat, the dhatu partaha. Here's the Dhatu Pasha. You can also look at the Dhatu Pasha. Let me open up that for you, Dhatu Pasha. Let's see. Okay. Here, Dhatu Yat. Yat, Yat. That has a long E as an it. I think it does. So then we will be all set. Okay. So here it is. Yat, 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 Yat. Churadi, Churadi, Yati. This is the one. Yati. Prayatne, Bhuvadi, Yatate. Comes in Gita many places. Yatate, Yatate, Jatato, Bhuyaha, and so on. It comes. So Dhatu is Yati. It has long E as an it. So because of that, it will not allow Didagamaha in. Let's see if we can look at that. Yati Prayatne. So somewhere here he might have mentioned it. Here it was. Ayattaha, ayattavan, iditatvat, shvidito nishtayam, iti idabhavaha. Iti idabhavaha. So here we see that ayattaha, ayattavan, iditatvat, shvidito nishtayam, iti idabhavaha. This is a sutra I want to point out to you. This will get ayatta. He gives the form ayatta only. Means, the control, ayatta. So ayattata means, this control. So this is how, anyway, so this is one I wanted to begin out last class, but I forgot to do it, doing in this class. So this one is the very first sutram. It's very first in the list of the in nishedha, nishtaya. That's the first one. So we get the form ayatta. Ayatta. And so this is by 7 to 14 comes the Nishedha, and of course the usual Lashakva Taddite, so get the Itsanya for the Adi Kakaraha. Okay, let's go back to Raghuvamsham. Sorry, I forgot to mention last class, but I want to mention now. Okay, so this was coming here in 51, it came Ayat Tatayam. Then if you chant Devi Mahatmyam, the very first chapter of Devi Mahatmyam, let me see if I can show you quickly of that. Swachitayat tatam vina, ayat tata, control, without having control of your mind. Chittayat tata means control of your mind. Let's see if I can find it to you. In the Devi Mahatmyam, in the very first chapter, you'll see it. Let's see. So, Swachittayat tatam vina. Swachittayat tatam. Here it is. It's number 41. Rajo Vacha Bhagavan Stamham Prashtum Ichchami Ekam Vadat Vadata Dukhaya Yanme Manasas Swachittayat Tatham Vina. So I want to ask you one thing. He asked the Rishi, which is causing my mind sorrow, which is due to that lack of control on my mind. Okay, anyway, so that comes over there. So coming back to Raghuvamsham, I will follow the Prakritam Anustarama. Let's follow the topic at hand. So it says Samayaha Shapatachara Kala Siddhanta Samvita Ityamaraha. Samaya Sthitau means they were within the boundaries of their proper conduct, so observing their proper conduct. Varuna Vastavau Upamanam. Upama equals Upamanam Yayoho Tau Tathok Tau. Okay, now what's this Karthik? What's going on here? So, Vigra Vakyam for what is he giving? So,
Varuna Vasava.
Vasavo Pamao. So what's the Pradipadikum there?
Varuna Vasavo Pama.
Upama. This is like Ramavat. Ramavat. It's qualifying Bhupati. So, it's Tathoktau. Tathoktau means that there is a noun over here, Bhupati, that's also an adjective. But this is qualifying that. So the Tathoktva means of these, this is like a Visheshanam. This is describing. The Tathoktva means describing the two Bhupati. So Bhupati, of course, the form Bhupati is clearly like Harivat, declared Harivat. So okay, because it becomes Harihi, Hari Harayaha. The sutram there is Prathamayoho Purva Savarnaha. Prathamayoho Purva Savarnaha, which I think all of you know by now. We just put that here. So Bhupati, is going to be Prathama Dvivachanam. Prathama Dvivachanam. You can look at Bhu, Pati, Prathama Dvivachanam, and that is going to take this. What number is Prathama Purva Savarna, Karthik? Oh.
It will be 61107.
No, 102.
101.
101 is Akasami Dirgha. 102 is the next sutram. Prathamayoha Purva Savarna. Actually, Bhupati plus Au. Bhupati plus Au is the sutram, and I mean is the derivation, the kriya. So Bhupati plus Au. I think you must have done this in Raja's class also. Bhupati plus Au. We get that because here Yan Adesha Praptaha Parantu Paratvat get Bhupati Saparakaryam to Yan Adesha. Get the Pura Paryoho Eka Adesha is the Pura Savarna Dirgha. That's Bhupati. So E plus Au becomes, in this case, only the Dirgha of the E, Bhupati. Bhupati is the form 61102 Bhupati. So, okay. This sutra has two apavadas, which is 61103, 104, which are the Karthik? Nadichi.
Nadichi and Dirgha Jasicha.
Dirgha Jasicha. Or when you think of 61102, immediately check 61103, 61104, which is the two apavadas. Nadichi. Nad means avarnantat. This is not avarnan, atra avarnantam nasti. Ikara asti ante. So we cannot use nadichi. Dirgha jasicha. Atra hasva ikara asti. Dirgha nasti. Tasma dirgha jasicha iti nishedha api na pravartate. We go back to Prathamayoha Purva Savarna. But when you think of 102, always check 103, 10. It's a good habit. Always check 103, 104. 61102, just put a point here. Always make it a good habit to check 103, 104. There are two exceptions. Also two prohibitions, I should say, prohibitions. Nishedha. What is the prohibition exception, Karthik? What is the difference in prohibition exception between Nishedha and Apavada? What's the difference?
Apavada, it will be a subdomain of the previous rule where something special, some other operation will come into picture instead of the original.
Some other operation will be prescribed there. The Nishedha Sutra will only stop some other sutra. It will not prescribe any other alternative operation. It will only stop that sutram. And then whatever other sutra might want to come, it will come. But Apavada means it will prescribe a different operation, give a different result. Let me say, Ad Gunaha, Vriddhi Rechi. So, Vriddhi is the different operation being prescribed there. So, if you just say no, it only stops the prior operation. That's all it does. It doesn't tell you what to do. It just stops that operation. Then you have to look for which other sutra will now come and apply. So, these are Nishedha. It only says Nadichi, Dirgha, Jasicha. Don't apply Prathamayoha Purva Savarna. It doesn't tell you what to do after that. So, you have to look. So you remove 61102 and look for which other sutra might apply. That's the Nishedha. The post Apavadaha, we should prescribe a different operation from what the Sarga is giving. Okay, so we got Bhupati. Now this Varuna Vasavo Pamau is qualifying Bhupati. It says Tathoktau. It is describing this Bhupati. What kind of samasa do we have here, Karthik? Varuna Vasavo Upama equals Upamanam Yayoho Tau. Okay. So now, so it's a Dvandva Garbha Bahubhihi. So, Varuna Vasava. Varuna is, of course, the Lord of the waters. And then the Vasava is Indraha. Varuna Vasava is because there are two of them. He's saying Varuna Vasava. Upamanam Yayoho Tau. Who's compared to whom now you think, Karthik? Where do you get a hint of that? Which one is compared to which one here? Janaka is which one? Dasharatha is which one?
Janaka would be Indra.
Good. No, try again. There was only one other choice left. Look at one down here. Kanya ka tanaya kautuka kriya. It will be the same, right? Tadeva kramaha esha sahayeva kramaha tadushyate. Who had the Kanya? It was Janaka. Varuna must be Janaka. And then Dasharatha must be the Vasavaha. That's hint number one. Secondly, don't forget, Purvam eva uktam balabhit sakha iti. I think Dasharatha has been called balabhit sakha. He was already the friend of Indra. Maybe another hint. But anyway, here we don't even need that because clearly it says here that Kanyaka Tanaya Kautuka Kriya. So clearly Varuna has Janaka, Vasava is Dasharatha. So of course in the footnote they give some other also explanations looking at that. It says Pratyang Mukha Varayanti. Pratyang Mukha Varayanti. I guess facing west, you have to choose the bridegroom. Prati Grandhanti Prang Mukhaha. Facing the east, you have to accept the bride. It yuktatvat means that who is the Prachay Disha Indraya Namaha, right? Sandhyavandanam you might be doing. So Prachay Disha Indraya Namaha. So Indra is the lord of the eastern quarter, while Varuna is the lord of the western quarter. Prachay Disha Varunaya Namaha. So this is the reason why they're giving is that because I guess Janaka was facing west because he was choosing the bridegroom, and the Dasharatha was facing east. He was the other side. He's accepting the bride. So maybe that's why he gives the also the Varuna Vasava Upama. It's as if the lords of the quarters was standing there, making this transaction. So, okay. So Varuna Vasava is no Vigraha Vakyam. There is a straightforward Dvandva Samasaha. So Aklishtatvat na vyakhyayate. Because Varunascha Vasavascha Varuna Vasavau. Very straightforward. So Varuna Vasavau. Then Upama equals Upamanam Yayoho. Means they were the two whose comparison whose comparison was being made to Varuna and Vasava. Now the Upama is the term. How it became Upama? So first of all, how did the word Upama come about? Dhatu is ma, correct? I mean Dhatu is ma. Upama is to measure. Upama is to compare. So to compare. This is a feminine noun. So interesting little thing. The feminine nouns, as I said, there are in the Ashtadhyayi, there are I think only about 19 rules which derive feminine nouns from verbal roots. So they start from Striyam Ktin. From there they start Striyam Ktin, and they go up to 3394. 3394 and goes up to 33112. So this is the section about Striyam Ktin. So it's a very small section, very quite easy to master. So, a sutram called Atashchopasarge. Atashchopasarge. So if you have a dhatu ending in long akaraha with an upasargaha, Atashchopasarge, the pratyaya is used. Pratyaya. Atashchopal, is it ang is used, I'm sorry. Pratyaya ang is used. Ang pratyaha. Shidvidadibhyo ang chinti puji kathi kumbi charchascha atashchopasarge. If you have a long ending dhatu, upasarga is there, then the pratyaya ang is used to create a feminine noun. So that is used. So the upama comes from here. A couple of quick things. This atashchopasarge comes in Ashtadhyayi in another place. The same sutram. Exactly the same sutram. Comes in Ashtadhyayi in 3.1. In 3.1 it comes. So you have to be very careful of Atashchopasarge. So, the Atashchopasarge kaha is the sutram. Atashchopasarge kaha. If it comes it's exactly the same sutram. Atascha upasarge, anuvritti of kaha is coming now. Atascha upasarge. Not only that, the sutram called atonupasarge kaha, which is coming 3, 2, 3. These three are very confusing rules. Atascha upasarge, here it comes in 3.1. So this creates active, kartari. So this creates adjectives. Atascha upasarge, 31136. Then comes the atonupasarge kaha. Both sutras give the pratyaya kaha only. Anuvritti over here. Here, sakshat sutre nirdishtam. Atonupasarge kaha. This will be like for example, sukhadaha. So this will be used for 323. The one that we want right now is the atascha upasarge in the striyam, in the striyam tinadikaraha, which is in 3.3. There is sutram in 3.1, which is atascha upasarge. In 3.2, atonupasarge kaha. And then in 3.3, which is again atascha upasarge, 3.3.106. Okay, Kali, let's finish this one for us now. Let's finish this. So we got 3.3.106. So let's first form the feminine noun upama. Okay. I guess that by which a comparison is made. So it's upama. Upama plus the pratyaya ang. Okay. Now, because anuvritti is coming down. You can check the vritti for that, because anuvritti of ang is coming down here from 3.3.106. 3.3.106 atascha upasarge. Akarantebhya upasarge upapade striyam, and again typos here, striyam ang pratyaya bhavati. Apavada of tin. Striyam tin was utsargaha. Apavada for that. Example, prada, upada, upadha also, upadha, these are like a word vidha. All these words come from this sutram, atascha upasarge. Okay, let us finish this one. So what's the next step for Karthik?
We'll get ato lopa iticha.
Very good. Ata lopa iticha. What's the condition for that sutram?
Kit or nit ardha dhatuka pratyaya.
Ajad. If it's not kit nit, you should have an idagama. Section called ardha dhatuke. There are two sections called ardha dhatuke. One starts from, in the angasya adhikara, starts from 6.4.46, ardha dhatuke. Also section called ardha dhatuke in 2.4, 2.4.35. That's the dhatoho, dhatunam adeshaha vidiyante. What are called so-called defective dhatus, which don't have some forms, ardha dhatuke. We are doing Angakaryam right now, so we want 6.4.46 starts ardha dhatuke. We want 6.4.64. So it's an important sutram, which is sometimes difficult to remember. So try to remember this one, because this comes in quite a few places. Ato lopa iticha. Ato, any new sutram, repeat 4 or 5 times. Ato lopa iticha. Ato lopa iticha. Ataha. Adantasya angasya adhikara. Adantasya angasya lopa bhavati. Ajado kiniti ardha dhatuke. Which is ajadi satya, which is sanya of ardha dhatukam. Athva idagama asti. So it's either iti. Must have an idagama present following that. So look at the vritti. Good habit to check the sutram. Look at the vritti. See what the vritti has to say. Ato lopa iticha. Let's see what it says. Look, it says ato lopa iticha. Ajadyayor ardhatukayoho kinititoho. Knitoho. Either knit, nit, or it agamaha. So ajadyoho ardhatukayoho knititoho. This is the knit or having an it agamaha. Parayoho ato lopa bhavati. Ato lopa iticha. You're going to see the sutra many times again. So I think Karthik has got it now. So ato lopa iticha. That removes and becomes upa. What's the next step, Karthik, after that?
Upama. And then we have ajadyata stop.
Ajadyata stop. The point I'm trying to make here is that you see how this ajadyata shtab, because you said, what's the point of doing this? Why not just do put like a zero pratyaya there, make it upama? What would have happened? What would have happened, Kartik? So, instead of the two-step process of removing the akaraha, bringing the pratyaya ang, so making it upama, then adding ajadyata shtab and doing akasamadira, we get upama. Why not just take upama in the first place itself and make it directly and add some zero? So, what would have happened?
Because then we will not have the masculine form when we form samasas, like it won't become upama maybe.
Yeah, make pumvad bhavaha. You not get pumvad bhava when you do. In that case, you will not you cannot go back to the word upama. Sometimes the three pratyaya is dropped. Now, if you just make upama directly, make three pratyaya zero, in that case, you would not be able to get the pumvad bhavaha, which you need sometimes. So these two are not completely equivalent. So you have to understand. So you have to follow all the steps of Paninian way. So here we actually have to add the pratyaya ta by ajadyata shtab. Take the upama and add the pratyaya ta and then do akasamani dirghaha. Akasamani dirghaha to get the form ta. So here, and this is 414. Triyamadikaraha, ajadyata shtab. That's why you don't have any pratipadikam in the feminine ending in the short R, because ajadyata shtab immediately comes and makes it ending in, after akasami dirgha, long R. There are some exceptions, they'll become ending in long E. It will never stay in short R. So that's why it's because of 414. We get upama. Okay, akasami dirgha. Let's go back to our samasa now. So he has given varna vastavopamo. So varna vastavopamo, the pratipadikam. How do we get that back to upama, Kartik? Lesson paper today?
Is the pumvad bhava?
The pumvad bhava. Pumvad bhava is only for the pura padam. And that is pumvad bhava, just to get the reference, pumvad bhava only comes for in a compound which has samanadhikaranam, either bahuvrihi or a karmadharya compound. In the two rows, I think are 6, 3, 34. Triyaha pumvad bhashita pumsakadano samanadhikarane. So, and this is in the adhikara. Which adhikara in 6.3 Kartik? So, Uttarapade. Uttarapade. 631 Uttarapade. Uttarapade. So Uttarapade. So whatever is to be done to the Pura Padam, Uttarapade Sati, that is 6.3. Here we have the Uttarapadam Upama. So that is, so 6.3 will not be useful here. And so
Gostri or Upasarjanasya?
Very good. Gostri Upasarjanasya. So anyway, let me finish on 6334 give Pumvad Bhavaha. In the compound, also 6342, Pumvat Karmadharaya Jatiya Deshi Yesho, which means that the Pumvat Bhavaha also comes in the Karmadharya compound. Why have two sutrams? Because of the fact that 6334 has some exceptions here, Apurani, Priyadishu, etc. Now also Anung, so it has some extra. This one is straightforward. So when you have a Karmadharya compound, this one, 6342, Pumvat, Karmadharya, Jatiya, Deshi, these are pratyayas are involved. In a samasa, Karmadharya compound means, as a general rule, the prior Pura Padam has to take Pumvat Bhavaha. Gita example, Chita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. Chita Prajnasya ka bhasha. Chita Prajnya yasya saha. Chita had the pratyaya tap in there. That was removed because of this Pumvat Bhavaha. That is a Bahuvrihi compound. We'll have to use this 6334. Siddhaprajnasya bhasha. So Siddhaprajnasya bhasha, we chant that sutra next time. Remember, you need both these sutras, don't you, Kartik? You need both these Triyaha Pumvat Bhashita Pumsakadanung, Samanadhikarane Striyama Purani Priyadishu, as well as Gostriyoho Upasajanasya. Because that makes the ending part short. That makes a Rasvadeshaha, not Pumvad Bhavaha. Rasvadeshaha. So that's what Karthik is talking about. We don't need this one right now, 6.3, because we are not doing anything to Purva Padam. We only talk about making the Rasva at the end. So what do we have right now? We have the Varuna Vastavopama. So we want to make the Rasva at the end. So goes Triyo Rupa Sajanasya is Sutram, which Karthik, correct? What number is that, Karthik? What number is that?
Between 1, 1, 4,
1, 2.
1, 2.
1, 2,
It
40.
is below Hrasvo Napumsake Pratipadika.
Very good. We're right below Rasva Napumsake Pratipadikasya comes goes Triyo Rupa Sajanasya. So this is the for single word go, which you don't have right now. Leave that out. Again, if you have a sutram which has many parts to it, you don't have to look at all the parts at once. Just take the one that we need right now. Goes Triyo Rupa Sajanasya. Look at the vritti, what it says from 1 to 48. Always a good habit. The moment you read a sutram, do the padacheda. Look at the vritti. It says Upasajanam yo go shabdaha. If the Pratipadikam go has a sanya upasajanam, 3 pratyayantancha. Nothing which is 3 pratyaha. Right now we do have that because we had just found the word upama, adding the pratyaya top by 414. That pratyaya top comes in the triyamadhikaraha, 3 pratyaha. Tadantasya Pratipadikasya rasvah syat. The next thing is that how do we get for this, to get this we need to make sure that 3 pratyayantasya upasajana sanyasi. How do you get that, Karthik, from which sutram?
Here it will be Anekam Anya Padarthe.
So that's okay. How does it give you the upasajana sanya then? Anekam Anya Padarthe is a Bahuvri Samasa Vidhayaka Sutram. So, but how do I get the,
Prathama Nirdishtam Samasa Upasarjanam.
It's on your screen right now. Yeah. Prathama Nirdishtam Samasa Upasajanam. You're right here, 1, 2, 43. So Prathama Nirdishtam Samasa Upasajanam is that in the Samasa Vidhayaka Sutram, if something is Prathama Nirdishtam. So what Karthik was saying is that the sutram by which you make a Bahuvri compound, so is any sutram to derive any compound form. We have to go to 2.1 or 2.2. And towards the end, I think it's 2.2.24 is what we want. 2.2.24. So, Anekam Anya Padarthe. Bahuvri compound can be formed using, Anekam. It means many padarthas can be used as long as they are Anya Padarthe. They will refer to something outside the compound. Not only that, as a default, they will also be in Samanadhikaranam. Samanadhikaranam. So here do we have that? Yes, we do have that. Because the Varuna Vasavav, which is Varuna Indra, they are the Upamanam for Janaka Dasharatha. So they are not, they are in Samadhikaranam. So, Anekam. This word Anekam is Prathamanadishtam. Anekam, Prathamanadishtam. So really, in the Bahuvri compound, every padam has the Upasajana Sanya as a default. So 2.2.24 along with 1.2.40 or 1.2.43 along with 1.2.48 finally give us the Rasva at the end. So it's going to be a very common sequence. So please try to follow this if you can. So first thing, Bahuvri compound, every padam has the Upasajana Sanya because the sutram Anekam Anya Padarthe. Anekam is many of these, means all of them. And then Prathama Nirdishtam Samase Samasa Upasajanam. The Padacheda will be Samase Upasajanam. Following that goes Triyo Upasajanasya. This is when in a Bahuvri compound at the end. Anybody have an example in the Gita for me? Anybody can give this example with this sequence we need. Basically in a Bahuvri compound when the ending becomes Rasraha. We have to go through these 3 steps, which is Prathama Nirdishtam Samasa Upasajanam Anekamanya Padarthe iti Sutre Anekam iti Prathama Nirdishtam Pratyekasya Padasya Upasajana Sanya Bhavati Tatpaschat Gostya Upasajanasya. The first shloka, which adhyaya? 6th adhyaya. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sannyasi cha yogi cha niragna chakriyah akriyah. Very interesting. So avidyamanaha kriyaha yasya saha akriyah comes in the Gita chapter 6, the first shloka. Akriyah. 6.1. 6.1. Yeah. It is akriyaha. Akriyaha is avidyamanaha kriyaha yasya saha. So one which is devoid of the rituals, of rituals or actions. So anyway, another example of the sequence. One more time. We start from Prathamanidishtam Samasa Upasarjanam. That's for all compounds, not just for Bahuvrihi. In Bahuvrihi compound, Aneka Manya Padarthe, every Padam gets Upasarjana Sanya and then goes Triyor Upasarjanasya, which we have a term with a feminine affix at the end, as the Purva Padam, which has no, how does it become only for the ending one, Karthik? When for all of them become like that? Goes to Upasarjana. Because it says Pratipadikasya. Should be at the end of the Pratipadikam. So because of the fact that Krit Sadhita Samasascha, Pratipadika Sanya comes to the whole compound. So this Tripatyanta should be at the end of the Pratipadikam. At the end of the Pratipadikam. In fact, I think we saw that in the Vritti, I think 1 to 48 goes to Upasarjanasya. This one is not working for me. Okay, let's see. Upasarjanam yogo shabdaha tripatyantam tadantasya pratipadikasya. See that? Tadantasya pratipadikasya. Because it's only at the end of the pratipadikam. When that comes, that becomes rastvaha. Atimalaha. So atikranta mala yena saha. So one who has, one beyond the mala, I guess, in beauty or fragrance, something. Anyway, ati malaha. So, okay, this actually may not be. This is, I think, he's talking about the paradi samasa. We leave that for time being. But this one is tadantasya pratipadikasya. So let's go back to now our example. So now we can finish it. Okay, where am I now? Okay. So we have the Varuna, Vasava, Varuna, then Vasava, and then Vasavopamo, Vasavopama. So this became Hasa because of the sequence of Prathamanidishtam Samasa Upasarjanam Anekamanya Padarthe, and then we will need the Gostya Upasarjanasya along with the Pratipadika Sanya by 1 to 46, which says Krit Tadhita Samasascha. Krit Tadhita Samasascha. That's how we get this entire sequence of Varuna Vasavopama that's coming at Rasva at the end. So now let's follow this shloka now. So we finish this compound. This is Dvandva compound. Inside that we have a Bahuvrihi. Only when we have this Dvandva Garbha like that. So Pratyekam Samvadhyate. That Upama will be applying to each one of them. So Varunopamaha Janakaha. Vasavopamaha Dasharataha. So they together become Varuna Vasavopama. Okay? Then Tau Ubhau is from the shloka. Tau Ubhau Bhupati. Bhupati Janaka, in fact, he gives here, Kartik. Janaka Dasharatha. The answer was right here. You will have to look any further. Janaka Dasharatha already was given by Malinatha. Sametya. Sametya. What dhatu is here? Sametya.
Ingato.
Ingata. What's Upasarga?
Sam.
But then in that case, how would become Ekara, Kartik?
Sama and Ah.
Sam A itya. Sam A, that's in Gatau. Satya was Ktva. Says that Samana Kritikayoho Purva purvakale. When we have the same doer doing two actions, the verb which signifies the prior action is the pratyaktva. Following that, what do we get? How did it become lyap, Kartik? What sutram?
Samase anyang purve kvo lyap.
Lyap. Samase anyang purve kvo lyap. Let's follow this sequence now. So what we're doing here is very basic thing. See this, we're not getting commentary from Malinatha because these are basic things which we have to know. That's what we do in the class. So we have, we had the sum plus a, plus we had in gatau. Following that, the pratyak tva came, and the entire tva became lyap. Samasanyam purve so lyap. Okay, and this was all done by 3.4.21, which is first sutram is Samana Kritikayoho Purvakale. The best thing you can do, repeat every sutram 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times. Samana Kritikayoho Purvakale. Samana Kritikayoho Purvakale. These have been optimized to give you the grammar knowledge in the shortest, easiest way. It looks very tempting to just read English books and don't worry about Panini grammar, but that really you are shortchanging yourself for no reason. If you start slowly making an effort within 1 or 2 or maximum 3 years, if you can start understanding some confidence, then the rest of it is now easy. So then you can follow the commentaries, you can follow the text, you can hold the book in your hand. We are only doing this for only less than 1 year so far on the webinar. Hopefully at the end of 2-3 years, you have the confidence to be able to read it on your own. The whole objective of all these classes is so you can read Kaumudi, you can read Kashika, read Malinatha, read Dhatu Vritti, and maybe someday Mahabhashyam on your own. Okay? That's all we're trying to do, is to remove the fear of Panini grammar. Repeat the sutra as many times as you can. Samana Kritikayoho Purvakale, Samasanyang Purvek Svo Lyap. As long as it's not a Nyang Tat Purusha, like say, like Kritva becomes a Kritva only, then become a Kritya. Every other Samasa, Samasi Anyang Purve, Svo Lyap. So what number is that?
7.1. Okay.
37. It will be 7.1 because that is the Pratyaya. Why 7.1? This is something which my teacher will tell me all the time, as she hears from my teacher, is that when you have the Pratyaya Adesha, the entire Pratyaya changing, complete change to something new, some kind of a change. Look at 7.1 beginning. Saptamasya Adhyayasya, Pratamasya Padasya, Adibhage, Adya Bhage, you can say. That's Pratyaya Adesha Nirdishyante. The only one exception is that in 3.4, you have all the Lakara Sambandhi Adesha for the Ting Pratyaya. Otherwise, many of the Pratyaya Adeshas come in this section. Like Ato Bhista Ais, Jashaso, Shihi, all these come over here. Smart, all that thing. So here Samasya, in fact, it's not one of the last ones in this one. It's just towards the end of that. Anyway, Samasanyam Purvek Syo. Question of Kartik for you. Get ready. How did Tuk Agama come from which sutra? So far we have Sameya. So far we have Sameya. How did the Tuk Agama?
Rasasya Piti Kriti Tuk.
Rasasya Piti Kriti Tuk. Rasasya Piti Kriti Tuk. Now, but where's the Rasya here?
Ikara, like some and A would be separate padas. So, Ikara is Rasya.
Well, Rasasya Piti Kriti, what number is that?
6170, I think.
6171. 22 starts Samhitaya. Now the Ad Gunaha is what? 6187.
87.
Or it has already taken place. Some may say, yeah, you can because see the lyap only came based on the Samastapadam, didn't it? So the lyap has already taken the samas is already there. So So now you cannot just say E here is going to be antarangam really. It will be a difficult argument because the year would not have come unless you had the samas in the first place. Now it's all antarangam now. The lesson for, do you know Sutram?
No, I don't know Sutram.
Okay. The lesson for today. So now let's see Anuji. Let's see if she might know by any chance. Anuji,
Yes, Satiji.
let's see what the problem which we have here is. We want to use 6171 Rasvasya Pit Kriti Tuk. We want to do the Tuk Agamaha because it's a Pit Pratyaha, which is a Krut Pratyaha. What is Krut Pratyaha? To the thing. To a thing. Which means this Adhikara goes from where it goes in the 3192 to the thing. 3192 goes the, 3193. So any pratyaya which comes from 3193 to end of third chapter, not a thing pratyaya, that gets the Krit Sanya. We use the Sutram 3421, the Samana Kritatyo Puro Kale. So therefore the Twa got the Krit Sanya, and of course by Sthanivad Bhavaha, Lyap got Krit Sanya. And now all we need is that we need the Rasvasya Pitik, we need the Rasvaha. Prior to this Pit Krit Pratyaha. Now the problem that we are having right now is that it doesn't look like we have that because we have this form Sameya, Ekara Dirgha. So the H are always Dirgha. Echam Rasvana Asti. So now what do we do here? Okay, this is a lesson also for you today, Anuji. Is we right under the Sutram. From where does the Adhikara start? The Puraparayo Adhikara.
So that is 6, let me see, 84, 6.
Ekaha Puraparayo.
Yeah, X 6184.
Because we do some Ad Gunaha. Adhikara of this time. Now here, there is the Sutram, okay, Kartik says, Tattvat Kora Siddhaha. Tattvat Kora Siddhaha. Means that if you want to do the Shatvam or Tuk Agamaha, in that case, this Eka is Asiddha. Another Asiddhatvam in that chart, guys. So, Tattvat Kora Siddhaha. So, 6186. So, let's look at the Prushipara Sutram. Shatvat Kora Siddha. So therefore, this A plus E, the Ekadesha, which is A, is Asiddha. When it comes to doing either the Shatva, the Murdhani Shakara Adesha, or doing the Tuk Agama, Shatvat Kora Siddha. Shatvat Kora Siddha. So let's look at that. Okay, this is not in the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. It says, Shatve Tuki cha Kartavye. Do a Mudhan Shakadesha or Tuk Agamaha. Ekadesha Siddha Bhavati. Siddha Kajam na Karoti Tyasaha. So, you might give some examples here of Raspasya Piti Kriti Tuk. She says, Vedic time, giving a Pretya is giving, I think. So, Tuk Vidhau, Aditya. Aditya. Pretya is a typo, I think. Pretya. Iti atra ekadeshasya asiddhatvat rasvasya piti kriti tuk bhavati. See that? So that means aditya vedan means say having studied adhi plus ing adhyane nitya adhipurvaha nityam adhipurvaha. So we get adhi. That pura parayoha ekadesha will be done by the akasami dirgha is asiddhaha. So tuk agame kartavye. Tuk has to be done. Pretya, same which exactly what we have, Sametya we have, right? So Pretya. So pra plus, there's a typo there. Pra plus E plus the Lyap Pratyaha. So they're also same thing, we have the same. We just double check the typo. Yeah, unfortunately this one has too many typos. This is 6186, right? Yeah, this book. If someone can edit this one, it would be really nice. You can get this 6186. Actually we are working on this. We have a document which has the Kashika and the Tattvabodhini and Padamanjari with almost no errors, very few errors. Unfortunately, the font is different. So trying to convert it to the Unicode. If any of you are experts in this, if you want to volunteer your time, you want to do some font conversions and convert this document into Unicode. Anyway, so yeah, let me just double check that. Shatva-tuko. It is Aditya Paretya. That's the type of Paretya. Okay, so that's what it says. Okay, so now okay. Cool. In fact, interestingly, here he gives also another example of here. Says ko sichat. If you want to do for the shatva, he says kosmai. So kosmai. He gives the ko sichat. So this when we do the pura ekadesha, you can get the ind prior to that. Kaha asichat and stuff like that. So in that case, you don't get the shatvam also. It's also another place because if you get the okaraha, it comes prior to that, right? Kaha asichat means who sprinkled the water. So English Pradanta the sea, iti ekadeshasya param pratyadivad bhavata ina uttarasya adeshasya sakalasya shatvam prapnoti asiddhatvat na bhavati. Anyway, so this is sutram kartik. Shatva tukora siddha. So we have to use this sutram 6186 along with the sutram of course rasya piti kriti tuk, and then we get the form sametya. Sametya means having come together, having met together. Some are in gatau. In means to come together. In is to go. Plus in means to come. Some are in means to come together. So sametya. So we have to use the 6170 rasya piti kriti tuk along with the sutram shatvatukora siddhaha, shatvatukora siddhaha, shatvatukora siddhaha, shatvatukora siddhaha, shatvatukora siddhaha. Okay, now let's continue. No commentary as such. In suprabhava sadrishim kriyam. So suprabhava sadrishim kriyam, which is a sadrisha means it is in keeping with their own importance. So they performed vivaha kriyam, which was in keeping with, in accordance to their own status, their status. So suprabhava sadrishim is atma mahimanurupam. Anurupa. Rupa means which is appropriate to their status. So he makes atma. Which are four meanings of swa, Kartik? Which are the four meanings of swa? Four meanings of swa.
I don't know.
Because where we come when we did the sarvadini.
Swamakhyati dhanakhyaya.
Very good. So swam and one is khyati, means relatives, kingsmen. So dhana. So swam can mean dhanam also. Like niswaha means he is daridraha. So niswaha means he has no money. So yatha swam puja kriyatam, yatha swam. So do the puja as per how much money you have. Yatha swam. So swam, swa can mean dhanam, swa can mean yati, swa can mean atma, swa can mean atmiya, which means belonging to yourself. But the last meaning is the most common. So is an adjective, means like swakiya, atmiya, belonging to you. Comes in Gita where Swe Swe Karmanya Virtaha Samsiddhin Labhate Naraha. Swe Swe Karmani. Atmiye Karmani. Samsiddhin Labhate Naraha. Chapter 18. So by we engage in your own allotted duty, we attain perfection. Anyway, so swa. Now why is he giving this? He's giving out of those four meanings. Malinath is giving the word atma. Atman Pradipadikam. Of course, you use Nalapa Pradipadikanta here by 8 to 7. So we get, because remember, within a samasa, each padam has a padasanya. But the supratyaya has, how will you do the vigraha vakyam for this, Kartik? What kind of samasa is this?
This is Atmanaha Mahima. That will be first Shashti Tatpurusha.
Yeah.
And Atma Mahima Anurupam will be Shakti again.
Shashti is Tritiya also, I think. What is the Pradipadikam in Mahima? Is it Sitavat?
Mahim. Yeah, Sitavat Mahima.
No, it's not Sitavat.
Mahim.
What's the Pradipadikam you think?
Mahimat. Mahiman.
Shiva Mahimnas Stotram. Shiva Mahimnas Stotram. Mahimnaha. So Mahiman Pradipadikam. This will be like in fact it's just like Atma is Atman, this is Mahiman. So, in fact, here is another question for Kartik. Atma Mahimanu Rupa. Pradipadikam was Mahiman. Right? Mahiman. Now we did Nakar Lopa, what sutram in this Mahiman?
Nalopa Pratipadikam.
Very good. Nalopa Pratipadikam. Tat paschat katham akasmi dirgha iti dirgha adesha kartum shakyate. Nalopa asiddha. 827 is Tripadika. Nalopa asiddha. So when akasmi dirgha comes, you will see Nakara is still there. This is also a lesson for today, Kartik. Second lesson. Asiddhattam. Today this Asiddhattam lesson. We got one. Chattutuko Asiddha we got. Second one here. This is, we don't want Asiddha. We want to make it Siddha now.
Is it 822?
Very good. 822. 822. I'll tell you this, one of the priests here is called Yogendra. Bhattaha Yogindra. So his name itself has a sutra in it. Yogin plus Indraha. Nakar Lopaha Nalopa Pradipadikam. After that you want to Akasama Dirgha. So you cannot do that. So unless you have something else which will remove the Siddhattam of the Nakaraha. So okay. 822. Let's look at 822 for a second. What is it? It's a Niyama Sutra. It limits the Asiddhattam of the Nakar Lopaha. Limits the Asiddhattam of Nakar Lopaha to only certain operations. Is Sup, Swara, Sanya, Tuk Vidhi Shukriti. So Sup Vidhi, here right now what are we doing? We are doing this Sandhi Karyam. We want to do Akasami Dirgha between the Mahiman, which has become Mahima, plus the Anurupa. So Sup Vidhi we don't have. Swara Vidhi, this of course we don't have. Then Sanya, we are not any Sanya we are not right now. And Tuk, we are not doing Tuk Agama either. So only for those operations, Nalopaha is Asiddha. Anyatra Nalopaha Siddha. So this limits the Asiddhattam of Nalopaha, which was Nityam Praptam Asiddhattam. Ane Sutrena Niyam Yate. So being limited to only these four operations. Sup, Swara, Sanya and Tuk Vidhi Shukriti. These two go together. So Pratyaya follows if you want to do Tuk Agamaha. So everywhere else it's going to be Siddham. Lopa Siddha. We use 822 along with the, of course, Akasami Dirgha. Then we can make the Anurupa. Okay. So now take Atmanaha Mahim. What do you think? So, Mahim Noho. Right? So, Atma Atmanaha Mahima Bhyam. Because with Tritiya, we can also use the Shashti Dvivachanam. Because I think if you look at the Karaka section, you can see Tritiya might be better because when we use in a sentence, when you have comparison, we can use Tritiya as we can also use the Shashti. In the very last, the last rules in the Vibhakti, in the Karaka section, I say if you want to send any Vibhakti in this language, you have to come to 2.3. And when one of the last sutras there is the Tulyarthai, the means of Tulya, Tadrisha, similar. Atula Upamabhyam, Tritiya, Anyatarasya, Shashti comes, and the word Tritiya also comes. We can use either one of them. So actually maybe Tritiya might even be better, because the Shashti Shesha only Sambandhartha. Okay, I think both might work. Both vibhaktis are possible in a Vakyam. If you're doing a Vakyam, you can definitely say Atmanaha Mahim Noho, the two of them, right? Sadrishim, Atva, Atmanaha Mahim Abhyam, Sadrishim. That be the big. Anyway, these are all easy compounds. No, there's no, all he made was, he told you Swa means Atman here, Atma. Prabhava means Mahiman. Prabha also has different meanings. So he gave the meaning Mahima, the greatness, the status. And Sadrishim is Anurupa. So that this is qualifying the Kautuka Kriyam. Now here comes the compound Kanya Tanaya Kautuka Kriyam. So Kanyanam Sitadinam, Tanayanam Ramadinam Cha Kautuka Kriyam Vivaha Utsavam. So Kautuka means Vivaha in this case. And Kriya means Utsava. Notice the vocabulary that Malinatha uses, please. These are all words chosen with very great care. You don't just put the Vyakhyanam just like that. They sit with many scholars and they choose the words exactly from the Shabdakosha or from some other Pramanam. So these are the words you want to notice, appreciate, and use correctly in the language. So Kautuka in this context means Vivaha. Kriya means Utsava, means the celebration, the wedding celebration. The wedding ceremony was performed by the two of them in keeping with their own status. So now Kanyaka, what kind of samas is this? Kanyaka Tanayo?
Dvandva, Kanyaka Tanaya.
Kanyaka Tanaya will be Dvandva. Because you see Dvandva Garbha here, it says Kanyakanam Tanayanam Kautuka Kriyam. So this one, so you see Dvandva Garbha, means Pratyekam Sambandhyate, because Shashti came after the Kanyaka Tanaya. Dvandva Garbha Shashti Tatpurusha you had. So Pratyekam Sambandhyate, you can put each one of them. So Kanyakanam, then Tanayanam, Kautuka Kriya, Vivaha Utsavam. I think Vivaha Utsavam you can probably make Shashti there also. Vivahasya Utsavaha. Vivaha Utsavam. The celebration of the marriage. So celebration of the marriage of their daughters and sons, of course, respectively. Already we did that because Janaka Dasharatha was in the same order. So Janakasya Kanyanam, Dasharatha Putranam, Tanayanam, Ramadinam, Chotukriyam, Utsavam. Now last one is Vitenatuhu. Vitenatuhu Vistritavantau. Okay, now start putting your equations. What equation do we have here? Is V plus Tan equals V plus Stru. That's what we have given it the meaning. So these are the equations you want to put in. In fact, it's also a good exercise for you. You can go through Raghuvamsha Kavyam, and you can just build all these equations. It's which dhatu, which upasarga gives what meaning. So V plus Tan equals V plus Stru. Vistritavantau. You know what Vistar, very common word Vistaraha. You all, I think most of us know that word. Vistaraha. Vistaraha means like elaboration, or spread out. So Vistaraha means details. Vitenatu means they spread out, means they performed in detail. Vitenatu means they performed in detail. Detailed wedding ceremony was performed by the two of them in keeping with their status. Okay, now what is he saying here? Tanoter lit. Tanoter lit. He's being very kind to us. He wants to make sure that we understand that this is a lit. Satya is being used. Lit lakara is being used. The dhatu is tanu. I think tanu vistara itself is the, in fact, interesting thing. So, tanu vistara. In the dhatu part, tanu vistara. I think this is tanu vistara, I believe it is. Dhatu part is also one more habit we should have. We have not been doing much in this class, but when you look at a dhatu, you should give the dhatu arthaha, which is given in the See, Tanu Vistare is the dhatu. Is of course the first dhatu in Tanadigana, as you have the name suggests, Tanadigana. Tanu Vistare. So here he gives Tanu Vistare. Vitena tu Vistru. Same meaning he gives. Now why is he telling us this? Because here we have some special thing going on here. The Tan has become Ten. That's why he's making sure we understand that this was a dhatu, even if it becomes Ten, we're going to see how it becomes Ten. But he's telling us that this is dhatu Tan. It has become Ten. And why is he going lit lakar also? Abhyasa lopaha. When we do normally liti dhatu and abhyasa, 6 one, you should see abhyasa there. There's no abhyasa is there. So that's why he is cautioning us this is still lit lakaraha. Secondly, that we have Ten. Akarasya ekar adesha jataha. Once he wants to make sure you understand that the dhatu is still Tan. Okay. Let's see, Anuji can do this for us. Anuji, you want to do this for us?
I forgot, but I do remember that.
Maryate, Vismaryate. Okay, roughly your idea?
Yeah, the abhyasa falls off and you get ekar in adesha.
Abhyasa, lopaha, etva. And they both go together.
Ata ekahal madhye.
Very good.
Ekahal madhye.
Anadeshade liti, right? Anadeshade liti. 6 4 120. Ata is less.
6 4 120.
Now that we have that, Anu can complete this for us. First of all, let's parokshe lit. Always first step, dhatu lakaraha. Lakara means what meaning it comes, it will be in the bhute adhikaraha. Start somewhere, Anuji, bhute adhikara start somewhere.
3 3 some 3 3.
No, 3 3 only nouns are formed. So I think it's 3 2, I think it's 84-ish. Bhute. Alright, and where does Vartamani start from, Kartik? 3 2 123 Vartamani lat. So this sutram, which is parokshe lit, it should better be between 3 2 85 and 122. I think it's around 115-ish, I think. Parokshe lit 3 2 115. This is one thing which I do in this class is try to get the idea of the Ashtadhyaya topography, which very, very few people in the world do today. Almost nobody, well, not shouldn't say nobody, but very few people do that. Even the people who study Pani Sutra, they only study Kaumudi at the most. Jagu Kaumudi only at the most. But this is the original parampara. Should respect why Panini has put these things in certain order, how he has put them, and what is the reason for this. This is also all very optimized science. So anyway, so that's why I keep on coming to Ashtadhyaya and trying to look at these territories, So parokshe lit. Parokshe lit, so we can use 3 2 1 1 5. This is always the first step. Dhatu lakaraha. 3 2 1 1 5. Then of course we won't mention all the steps in detail. Halantyam upadeshana nasik it lasya tiptas jiva. Which pratyaya being used here, Anuji? Which pratyaya do you want to use? Tiptas jiva, which one do you want to use? There are two of them. Right? So we want third person dual.
Atus.
Before that, tiptas ji. Which one do you want to use?
Atiptas.
Tas, we want to use use V, Sun.
Sun.
So first, this is always the second step. Lasya and then 3 4 78. Third step is scan the remaining of 3.4. See the lakar sambandhi adeshaha, which we do have, which Anuji just said, by 3 4 82. Nal atus, thal atus, nal vamaha. Also we mentioned many times because of parokshe lit, 99% lit is only used in the third person. 99% lit is only in the third person. So don't worry about the remaining 6. Only worry about null, atus, us. That's the pratyaya us will come. Atus, I'm sorry, because look at the dual form. Yatha sankhya. So we get V, Sun plus atus. V, Sun, atus. Okay, now comes the next step, which is a special step. V, Sun, atus. So this came by 3 4 82. These first steps all of you should know now, which is Lakara, Tip plus G, then Lakara Sambandhi Adesha. Now comes, what sutrama is that, Kartik, which you want to use here?
First we need the kitvam by asanyoga lit kit.
Very good, very good. Asanyoga lit kit. So asanyoga parasya, paraha I should say, apit lit kit syat. You are apit lit kit syat. So null came in place of tip, there will be pit pratyaya sthanivad bhavaha, that will not become kit. Right now we are talking about atus. Atus came in place of tas. The tas didn't have any pit. Was not pit pratyaya I should say. It didn't have pose in it. So asanyoga lit kita, asanyogat, apit lit kit syat, 1 to 5. Then after that we can use 6, 4, 120. So that's the main sutra. Ataha ekahal madhye. The prior sutra is coming the anuvritti of the aid and abhyasa lopascha. Okay, ekara adeshaha and abhyasa lopaha. This is the thing to remember. If you have these two coming together, which you obviously can be seen by us clearly, because what form do we have in the Raghuvamsham? We have the form vitena tuho, and we see the ekaraha, we see the abhyasa lopaha. We immediately think of 6, 4, 120. Ata ekahal madhye anadeshade liti. Anadeshadeha. Let's look at the conditions now. What are the conditions Anuji for 6, 4, 120 apply from? First is only for the akaraha. Ataha. There must be a dhatu with an akaraha. That should be ekahal madhye. Purvatrapi sanyoga nasti, uttaratrapi sanyoga nasti. There should be no sanyoga on either side. What do we have? We have dhatu tan right now. It has an akaraha. It has a akaraha. Akara doesn't have sanyoga on either ekahal madhya. The prior is a sakaraha, following is a nakaraha. Next condition should be anadesh adeha. The adihi in the abhyas, which is takara in this case, should not take any adesha. Abhyasa were to be done, we would have had tan, only haladi shesha only would apply. Applied only remove the ending nakaraha. Sakarasya adesha na bhavet abhyasa bhage. So it is anadesh adeha. And then liti. It's only for when lit pratyaya follows. And anuvritti also of kiniti is coming down. So the pratyaya should be kit, should be a lit pratyaya. You should have an akara in the dhatu, akaraha. On either side should be a asanyukta hal. And in the abhyasa bhagaha, you should not have a adeshaha for the adi. Hal only, of course, has to be because it's eka hal bandhe. So adi hal, that should not take any adeshaha. This is a very complicated sutram, it's 6 for 120. But you have to remember all the conditions, because just look at the form, vitena tuho. You see the etham, see the abhyasa lopaha. So come to 6 for 120. So one more time, there should be dhatu should have an akaraha on either side, asanyukta hal, followed by lit pratyaha, which is a kit pratyaha. Then in the abhyasaha, there should be no adi adeshaha. Anadesh adesh. So in the case of the adi, there should be no adeshaha. I think in our case, all of these conditions are satisfied. Your dhatu tan, there is an akara in here. Either side is a hal, takara, nakara, which is not a sanyoga. Atus pratyaya was kita, Kartik said, but asanyoga is kita. And the takara will not take any adesh and abhyasaha. Because which makes logical sense. Because any special effect in the abhyasa should not be lost. If there were special effect in the abhyasa, doing that adesha for the adi, that abhyasa will no longer take lopaha. Remember like that in your mind. It makes sense. But the special effect of the abhyasa which is there should not be lost. You cannot then do the abhyasa lopa etam. You cannot shorten that form. That abhyasa effect has to stay. So we became vitena tuhu. So this akara becomes ekaraha, and the abhyasa lopa takes place. So the 618 should be applied. Do the abhyasa lopaha, and after all that we get the form vi te na Suhu. Of course, the Rutta Visarga. So 64120 is the main sutram for the usual 8266 and the 8315. 8315. So this is the main sutram. Ata ekahal madhya anadeshade liti. 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 So that's the final thing. Okay, Anuji, you want to do the transition for us? Let's try.
No, Satyaji.
It's right here. The two kings.
Right. Okay.
The two kings. We have
Must
Bhupati.
be.
So Tau, Ubhau, Bhupati. The two kings. Tau, Ubhau, Bhupati. The two kings. Okay. Who were observant of the usages and customs. It will be Samaye Sitau. Samaya is Acharaha. Samaye Sitau. Who were situated means who were observant of their customs and usages. Samaye Sitau. And who were like Varuna and Vasava respectively. This one is easy.
Yeah.
This one, right?
Varuna, Vasavo, Upamo.
Vasavo Pamau. Varuna Vasavo Pamau. Then comes having come together. It's also easy. Having come together.
Come together. Sametya.
Having come together. Some are Sametya. Then comes celebrated. Celebrated. What celebrated? This is Vitenatuhu. Means Vitenatuhu means they performed in detail. Celebrated. Vitenatuhu. And the marriage ceremonies of their sons and daughters respectively, which is the Kanyaka, Tanaya, Kautuka Kriyam. And in accordance with their dignity. That's word. It is Swa Prabhava Sadrashim.
Shame.
Prabhava Sadrashim means in accordance. See, he's also used nicely the Tika. He has used the Tika in making the Anuvadaha. In accordance with Anurupam. In accordance with. Also a trick to translate, When you do translation, you can use the words which are given by the Tikakaraha. It is in accordance with their dignity. So Atma Mahimanurupam. This is dignity of their own dignity. Atma Mahimanurupam. If you want to do good translations, you should use the help of the Tikakaraha. That's how Gita Press translates. They have all the Tikas in front of them. And then they pick and choose from each one what they want to take. They always, that's why they have the best translations they have. And they also, of course, have their great scholars also. So they can also make adjustments when they don't like something. But more than 90%, all they are doing is taking either, Chidari Tika or some other Tika, this Tika, that Tika, and they're only just translating from the Tika itself. So that's how we get very good translations. Okay. We got about 15 minutes left, so I don't want to go too long today because it's kind of holiday. Let's just try the next shloka and then we'll continue next time. Parthivi mudavhadragudvaho lakshmanastadano jamathor milam yau tayoravarjau varau jasau tau kushadvajastute sumadjame. One more time. Parthivi mudavhadragudvaho lakshmanastadanuja milam yau tayoravarjau varau jasau tau kushadvajasute sumadjame. I cannot emphasize enough for you how important it is to read loudly, clearly. Parthivi mudavhadragudvaho lakshmanastadanuja milam. Sorry, one more time. Lakshmanastatanuja mathor milam. Yau tayo ravarjau varau jasau. Tau kushadvaja sute sumadhyame. The good thing is that Padachchidaha, Padanva has been done for you already. Just use that, very straightforward. So Parthivim Udavahad Raghudvaha Lakshmanaha Tadanujam, compound word, Tadanujam, Atha Urmilam Yau Tayoho Avarajau Varau Jasau, again Samatha Tau Kushadvaja Suteo Sumadhyameo. Just follow what Mulyasa says. Parthivi miti. This of course tells you which shloka is commenting on. Parthivi miti. Udavahad. Udvahati iti udvahaha. Which one is talking about, Kartik? What is talking about here? Udvahati iti udvahaha. Which word is Kartik? Which word is it? Pachadyach. Raghunam udvaha, Raghudvaha Ramaha. So remember, what is the Anvaya order? Karta, Karma, Ingantam Padam. Subject, object, verb. He's taking the subject first. The subject is Ramaha. Rama has been mentioned as Raghudvaha. So he is commenting on Raghudvaha first. He's forming the word Udvaha as an adjective by using dhatu va with the upasarga ud. And he's making Udvahati Udvaha. Right? So you have this, which means that the pachad, the ach pratyaya has been used to form a adjective. Which sutram are you using here? Pachadiyat.
Nandigrahi pachadibhyo
Luninyachaha. This will come in 3.1 Kartari Krit, either adjective. So when you can, the Pachadayaha, the Pachadi dhatus can use the Pratyaya ach to make an adjective in the active sense, the Kartari Krit. Kartari Krit. Every Krit Pratyaya as a default follows 3,467 Kartari Krit. Right now, of course, there are the major apavada for that is from 3,318 starts bhave and akriti chakare ke sanyayam, which when you form all these nouns using the pratyaya ghai or striyam tin, they come akartari. There is an exception to that. Also exception to this is 3,470 I should say, which is the tayoreva krityapta kalathaha. So this kritya pratyaya, all the potential participles, all these kta pratyaya, this so-called past, passive parts, very bad name, but these all and the color thaha, they are all will be only in the passive. These are exceptions. Default is kartari krit. Right now there is no exception for us. We are using the kartari krit. And the sutram is nandi grahi pachadibhyo yatha sankham. So nandi adi dhatus will take the yu pratyaha. Like Nandanaha, Ramanaha, Madhusudanaha. The Grahi adi dhatu will get the nini pratyaha. Becomes Grahin, etc. And then Pachadi will take the ach pratyaha. Very, very important sutram. Very, very important. I cannot emphasize this. This is very important sutram. Because this ach pratyaya used in many, many places, and the Pachadi Ganaha is an Akriti Ganaha. Which means that whenever you see a ach pratyaya being used, that means only akara, halantyam. This akara being used in kartari sense with a dhatu as an adjective, then pachad yach is available to you at all times. The question is, why does Panini Body say pachad yach? Why does not say sarvebhya dhatubhya ach vidhiyate kartari? Because he wants to make sure that shishta prayoga is samanam. We should not keep on saying any dhatu will take, make ach, and then I'm being done, that's make it. We can take dhatu krud, to be angry. Can I say krodha, Krudyatiti krodha. One who becomes angry is krodha. Well, it says ach can be used, but you have to follow shishta prayogaha. If that is a valid usage in the language, then you can try to use it. In fact, that is also one more reason why it is wrong, Karthik. Anything? What I said is not exactly correct. So why is it not, Karthik? Dhatu krud when I was taking. I give a bad example. So why is it a bad example? Because the next sutram says igupadha nyapri kiras kaha. So igupadha dhatu is igupadha. It means ru. So that krud, that if igupadha is there, pratyaya kaha should be used. It becomes krudaha, not krodaha. Comes in Gita, nateshuramate buddhaha. Ye sansashara bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. Adyantavantah kaunte nateshuramate buddhaha. That word buddhaha, bodhati iti buddhaha. The one who understands is a wise man. Buddha is a wise man. The one who knows, understands. Because if it's igupata dhatu and dhatu nya pri or the dhatu kru, you take kaha. Anyway, regardless, what the point I was trying to make is that, this is a bad example, krudha will become krudha only, not krodhaha. But this pachadi dhatu is allowed to take ach, and these have to go by shishta prayoga. So when you see a dhatu is taken an akara there in the active sense to make an adjective, pachadi ach can be used. So Mulinatha is telling us here, pachadi ach, is confirming that for us. So, udvahati, he is a doer of that action. So, udvahati iti udvahaha. Udvahana means to carry, to lead or carry, to bear the responsibility of that race is on his shoulders. So Raghuvamsham udvahaha, which means that he is the bearer, he is the carrier, he is the leader of the Raghus. So the question here, Karthik, how about the Shashti here, Raghuvamsham udvahaha? Why did I not get the Karmani Dvitiya? Dvitiya kasman bhavati.
Because it's anabhijitya?
Because thing is that Dvitiya is, see, Raghu is anabhita. Okay, but then why took Shashti like that then?
Karana is
No. You want, because my thing is that why not the 232 which says, why not says Raghun Udvaha? Why did I get Raghuna Udvaha? It's very important for you, Karthik, important for you today. Anuji, any idea? Raghuna Udvaha. Okay, 2365. Okay, 2365. Very important sutram, Karthik. Very important sutram. It says that kartu karmano prati, both the kartu as well as the karma will get shashti vibhakti. The fifth tattya is being used. Now this is a very looks like a very large sutram, a very large domain. Then the question comes, when we use like a Shatrupatya, for example, right? For example, Karyam Kurvan Asmi. I'm working right now. When I say Kurvan, I say Karyam Kurvan. I don't say Karyasya Kurvan. Why not? Was the Shatrupatya Skritpatya only? Because this 2365 has a very important exception, which is 2369. Na lokavyaya nishtha satsanam. So this 65 is stopped by 69 for these cases. Any lakara adesha, any avyaya, right? Any patya uka, la uka, avyaya nishtha also. Nishtha also means taktavatu nishtha. Aham mandiram gatavan. I don't say mandirasya gatavan. Mandiram gatavan. Because I'll have to go back to the Karmani Dvitiya. This is a very important list of exceptions here, right? Which is given here. That stops 2365. That's why 2365 is not seen many times, because 2369 blocks it, and you go back to 232 Karmani Dvitiya. Very important, Kartik. This 2365, 2369 blocking it, and going back to 232 is a very important sequence. So first stop is 2365. Pratyakarmanoha kriti. Krit pratyaya is there. Then the karta associated with that, all the karma will have to take the Shashti Bhakti. And otherwise, if you have this Shashti is not to be seen, then try 2369 will mostly give you the answer. Okay? So that's why it says, so 2365 is Raghunam Udbhaha. Raghunam. So he is the bearer of the Raghus. Even though he is the Karta, and this is the Karma, because he is carrying the Raghus. But this is the Krit Pratyaya by the 3.134, because Krit starts from where? We already saw that, to the thing, from 3.193. Every Pratyaya which is coming as a Krit Sanya. So then we have a very, very large domain now. The Krit Pratyaya which comes, Kartu or Karma, both have to take Shashti, but then the Apavada for that is the 2369. So Raghunam Udbhaha. The Raghunam this is important sutram which most people don't, many people don't know this sutram. So this is the Raghunam. Raghunam. 2, 3. You're going to see this many times. 2, 3, 65. For example, you can go through Bhagavad Gita. So all the Krit Pratyaya which are there. Look at the karma of that. It should be taking Shashti. If you will not take Shashti, not taking Shashti, then what has happened? See what has happened. Okay. So Raghunam Udbhaha. Okay, time is almost up. So let me just finish this one. Then next is saying Prithivim. Parthivim. Prithivyaha apatyam stri parthivi. Pratyaya and is being added. Because this apatya adhikara is the first adhikara which Panini runs in Sadhyatas. It's convenient to the end of 4.1, from 4.192 to end of 4.1 is Tasyapatyam. And prior to that, he's already given the, we'll do in detail next time. I'll give you a short thing today, and then we can complete next time. Panini already has given the sutram Prag Divyato and 483. Since in Sadhyatas we have to get the Pratyaya, the meaning, and the Prakriti. So they will not be in one sutram, generally speaking. Generally speaking, they will not be in one sutram. So here, Panini only says that the default Pratyaya and up to Divyat. Divyat comes in 4.4, beginning of 4.4. Then 4.192, he only sets the meaning, Tasyapatyam. So any Pradipadikam, sense of the progeny of that. Apatyam normally means only son, daughter in regular usage. But in Vyakarana Shastra, it can mean even Pautram, Prapautra, all of them will be included. So Pautraha, Prapautraha. So not only your son, but your grandson, everybody is included in Apatyam. So there's some special sanya also which we see later. But Tasya Apatyam doesn't only mean son, it means any further also your descendants. So anyway, so Tasyapatyam is given for 192. Pragdivyotan said the Pratyaya. And so Prithvi becomes partly by of course the 72117. So this we'll see in detail next time. Sham Adeha. Uran Rapara. Kuru became Par. Parthiv. Prithvi. Prithvi plus An. So we do the Adivadi become Parthivi plus An. So Bhasanya. By Yachibham. Yasyeticha. Ante Ikarasya Lopaha. Em Parthiva. And finally, because Triyam, if you want to make a feminine out of it, we have to use Tidhani to make it into a any pratyaya which has stirs in it, and all these pratyas. It's a very, very, very musical sutram. Tidhani, Dvaya, Saj, Dadnang, Matrach, Tayap, Thak, Thai, Kai, Parapaha. like banging vessels together, you know. Dhani, dvaya, sach, dadnai, matrach, sayap, thak, kai, kai, kvarapaha. One more time. Tidhani, dvaya, saj, dadnai, matrach, sayap, thak, kai, kvarapaha. So, tit, dha, and. And is there. Because, you know, default sutra was 415, 414. Ajad yata tap. So tap would have come. So become parthiva. Instead, because the an was used, pratyayneep has come. Again you have to use yachibham, yasya iticha again, second time. And do the akar lopaha. And then make it parthivim. So parthivim, prithivyaha apatyam stream parthivim, tasya apatyam tidhani iti neep. Tam, sitam. So parthivim, who is that? Sitam. Udavahat parinitavan. Bring out your equation book. Write this down. Ud plus vah equals pari plus ni. Ud plus vah equals pari plus ni. Needs to marry. So ud plus vah means equals pari plus ni. Parini. Parinitavan means she married. Atha. Atha is coming. Atha means then. Following that, Atha. Lakshmanaha tasyaha sitayaha anujam. That is the tadanujam. Tad anujam. He's making the compound for you. Shashti tat purusha. Then why is he bothering to give it the Vigraha Vakyam for us? Because he wants to make sure that Tat stands for Sita. Tasyaha equals Sitayaha. So to specify that only, he can the Vigraha Vakyam for us. Tasyaha Sitayaha anujam. Then, let's see, Janakasya aurasim urmilam. So this daughter, younger sister of Sita, of course Sita doesn't have a birth as such, but Janakasya aurasim comes from uras, means his own daughter, not adopted, not found somewhere, but this was Janaka's own. This was out of the four of them. This was the only who Janaka's own daughter. Janakasya aurasim urmilam udavahat. So Lakshmana married Janaka's own daughter, Urmilam, who was like a younger sister to Sita. Sita had no birth anyway, but she was like a younger sister to Sita. And then Yau, Varau, Jasau, no commentary, Bahuri compound. So Varam, Ojaha, Yayoho, Tau, the two of them, Bharata Shatrugna, they had great power. Varam means like, superior. Ojas is like strength, virility, or power. So, no commentary. Straightforward Bahuri compound. Varojasau. So Varam Ojas Yayoho Tau. Then Tayoho, Rama Lakshmana Yoho, Avarajau. Oh, this is a play on the letters, he's saying Avarajau and Varojasau. He's making a play on the letters, the sounds. So Avarajaha. Avara means not senior. Vara means senior, but Avara means junior. Avarajau means Anujato, younger brothers. Bharata Shatrugna, Tau, the two of them. Sumadhyame, again no compound. Shobhanaha, Madhyama Bhagaha, Yayoho Te, the two girls who had very beautiful waist of Sumadhyame. Kushadhvajas, I keep saying Kushaka. Kushadhvajasya, Kushadhvajaha, also a compound, Bahuri compound. Dhvajaha means, of course, an emblem or a flag. I guess this king probably had this Kusha grass on his, that was his emblem, I guess. So, Kushadhvajasya, Janakasya, Anujasya Suteya. So these two latest ones, the Mandavim and Shrutakirtim, they were not Janaka's daughters. They were the daughters of his younger brother, Kushadhvaja. Kushadhvajasya, Janakasya, Anujasya, Sute, Kanyake, Mandavim, Shrutakirtim. So Shrutakirtim also Bahuri come. Shrutakirtihi Yasyaha Sa, one who was famous. That's her name anyway. So Mandavim Shrutakitincha Udavahatam. See him, he took this word Udavahat, which is singular, and he made a dual form, Udavahatam. Tasasripam tam tam tamaha. So he did the parinamam. Parinam means he transformed that. So viparinamaha. Viparinam is transformation. And he supplied that Udavahatam. So that will not be repeated in the shlokaha. Now there is a problem here. We'll stop with this thing now. The problem is that who was the youngest one in the Ramaha? Who was the next born among the four of them?
Next to Rama?
Yes, who was the one next?
Bharata?
Lakshmana.
No, because Lakshmana and the and who were the two twins of Kaikeyi? He only had one son. Bharata was Kaikeyi's son. The other two were twins, and they were born to, who were they born to? Sumitra, right?
Sumitra.
So Lakshmana Shatrugna were actually the junior ones. Bharata was senior to them. The question is that how did Lakshmana jump in front of Bharata? Now, so let's we'll do it next time. No atra yutkrama vivaha doshaha. Munisa is saying that we should not suspect that there is a yutkrama vivaha. Yutkrama means you transcend the order. Yutkramaha. So yutkramaha means that you go out of order. So we should not suspect this was an out of order marriage. Na atra yutkrama vivaha doshaha. Why? Vinna udaratvat, he says. Because they were not born from the same mother. That rule of seniority is only to be followed when you're born from the same mother, same father. So bhinna udaratvat, vinnodaratvat, uktaduktam cha. Some dharma grantha has given this statement here. Pitruvya putreya. Pitruvya means your father's brother is Pitruvya, your paternal uncle. Your paternal uncle is Pitruvya. Pitruvya putre means your father's brother's son, means your cousin. If you are comparing to a cousin, sapatnye means your son of your father's another wife, half brother. Paranari suteshu, or your father has had a son to some other lady, woman who's not in wife, I guess. So, when it comes to between these two, vivaha adhana yajñādau, parivetrāgya dūshanam. Parivetru is the technical term for this. It's somebody who marries ahead of his elder brother. He's a parivetru. He's pariveta, we didn't define that. And the elder brother becomes a parivetri. He is who has been left behind in marriage. So the parivetri is a very bad thing to do. Of course, nowadays it doesn't matter. But in old days, the younger brother should not marry out of turn. Means older brother is not married. If he does, it becomes a parivetri. But this doesn't apply if you are comparing yourself to a cousin, or to a half brother, or to a brother who's illegal marriage, I guess. So with these, it doesn't matter. So what we have here, we have Bharata was actually senior, but he was not born of the same mother. He was born from Kaikeyi, while Lakshmana was born from Sumitra. So yes, they were all brothers, but Bharata was only half brother. So this sapatnya is the one that is sapatnya. So vivaha adhana yajñādau. In the marriage, in yajña also, the elder brother should be given the first adhikaraha. The other should be behind him, should not go ahead of him. Adhana means any kind of responsibility or accepting anything. Elder brother should come ahead of the younger brother. But in all these situations, the parivetrajya, which should be vetrajya, parivetrajya adushanam, parivetrajya dushanam, parivetryadi, parivetradi, parivetryadi adushanam. Doesn't apply when because of their cousins or their half brothers or another woman's child from the same father but not your mother. So that is the problem. No atra vitkrama vivaha doshaha Dinnodaratva. Okay, we'll take it next time. So we'll expand on this. So homework for next time. Viritasya Patyam. Well, read the whole shloka again. See if you can see any Vyakaranam in here, and we'll continue next time. Okay. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ram Ramesham Rajeva Ramena Vijata Nishachara Chamo Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramanasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasotmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bhorama Mamithara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatsalyam Ramanama Varanane Sri Ramanama Varanana Undamaiti. Okay,